I'm Naheem Hines, running back for the Indianapolis Colts and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care, and they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan, and I'm 12 years old. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. MDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
For over 70 years, MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at MDA.org today.
I was in the hospital with my son for 18 months.
When he got injured, I wasn't prepared, but I knew I had to be strong.
When I was told about John's injury, I was in complete shock. I just remember rushing into his room and giving him a big hug and letting him know I was there.
These veterans and families are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. For thousands of severely injured veterans, everyday life is filled with barriers.
It was really the little things throughout the house. Counters that you can't roll up to. I had to drag my wheelchair down steps.
I want to help, but he is so determined.
At Homes for Our Troops, we build specially adapted custom homes with features like wheelchair access, roll-in showers, and automatic door openers that allow them to function independently and focus on their recovery and family.
This house is freedom. It's hope. It's a new beginning.
This house has given me my family back.
To learn more, visit hfotusa.org.
Chargers fortunate with that field goal. Rick Lovato, who has been brought up the last 2 weeks for the practice squad to be the long snapper as their regular long snapper gets healthy. Had a bit of an errant snap on that field goal. Really good work by the punter to get the hold correct. And the field goal good. It's 20-6 Chargers, and the kickoff at the 8-yard line. Zamir White for the Raiders to the 20. A little stutter step of the 25. Bursts across the 30 and a flag down behind the play as White is down at the 34-yard line, and Geno Smith and company may be backing up after a flag on this return. Wait to hear about this flag here as they sort this out. Looks like the Raiders are backing up, though. They're anticipating the call.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 80. 10-yard penalty. It's first down and 10.
Ian Thomas called for the hold as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for Monday Night Football. (20-6) Chargers from the 20-yard line. The Raiders go to work, first down and 10. Geno Smith with Ashton Genty in the backfield. Smith throws right side. Oh my, tipped away. Dangerous pass. Trying to hit Trey Tucker on the near sideline to the right, and Tarheeb still jumping in front of Tucker to bat that ball away. And Geno Smith, Marcel, is very fortunate that didn't go the other way.
Yeah, if that's picked, it's going 6 without a doubt. Steele has been breaking on the ball exceptionally well. If you're a receiver like Turner, you have to press that route a little bit more. You stop short, he's going to be on you.
Second down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Smith will go under center. Genty, the single back. Motion across from left to right. The hand is to Genty. Cuts up the middle. Makes a man miss. Steps through another tackle. Stiff arm at the 25 and still tosses him out of bounds there. Couldn't quite stick the stiff arm. Made 2 men miss as he picks up 5 and sets up 3rd and 5 for the Raiders.
And they're going to need more of that. Chip Kelly has to get in the groove, calling some downhill runs. You can use all the window dressing and creativity in the background, and the defense can pay attention. But for right now, this offensive line has to move forward, and Ashton Genty has to get downhill.
3rd down and 5 from the 25. Geno Smith along the right hash in the shotgun. Gets the shotgun snap. Chargers rush just 3. Smith throws left side. Catch is made at the 30 and down to the 35 with a first down. And Brock Bowers moves the chains. Just his second catch of the night. They'll mark him at the 34, and it's a first down.
And that is a major point and an issue if you're the Las Vegas Raiders. There's only 6 minutes left in the third quarter, and Brock Bowers only has his second catch. He needs to get going early and often. Right now, they need to find him again.
117 receptions through his first 20 games. First down and 10 from the 34. Fake the toss right. Smith rolls left, throws it short. Catch is made at the 38, and down at the 39 goes Jacoby Myers. Tony Jefferson, who had the pick late in the first half. He'd been retired. Tony Jefferson was a scout. Gets his first pick since 2018, making a lot of plays tonight. There's hope for all the retired players. Marcel Reese returning.
I'm coming back if they open that 45 up again.
2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line. The turn and the give to Genty, and Ashton Genty lunging for 4 out to the 43-yard line. A yard short of the first down. Jamari Caldwell, the rookie from Oregon, with the tackle.
There's no coincidence when Ashton Genty has a play called for him that is straight ahead, it's going to be successful. He always falls forward. What I mean by downhill and straight ahead is he doesn't have to make a bunch of moves or a bunch of reads in the backfield. He gets the ball, he runs forward, and then when he gets in the open field, he can be creative as a back.
3rd down and 1. Geno Smith goes under center, and he'll just take the snap, sneak it forward, and Smith with a first down by plenty to the 45-yard line. Fresh set of downs, clock continuing to run, 4:43 and counting in the third, with the Raiders down 20-6. Now for a limited time, get the all-new ESPN app along with Disney Plus and Hulu in one bundle for an incredible price. Sign up now at Disney Plus-Hulu-ESPN Bundle.com. Terms apply. First down and 10 from the 45. Motion across, Myers from right to left. Play action. Smith with pressure, steps to his right. Now looking, rolls to the right, pumps. He's going to just have to scramble. Nobody open downfield, and Geno Smith picks up a couple to the 47-yard line, chased out by Naquan Jones, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Here, this offensive line tried to hold up, but Geno Smith just really made this play because he didn't make the wrong play like he did late in the first half, where he's trying to press and make a play going, and you commit the interception. Held on to it, ate the ball, move on to 2nd down.
2nd and 8 with 3:38 to play in the third, down 20-6. On the right hash, gets the shotgun snap. Smith surveying the field, checks it short. Genty out of the backfield, and Genty upended at the 49-yard line. Dante Jackson went down and took the legs out from Genty as he tried to hop over him. What resulted was Genty going airborne and coming down hard. He appears to be fine after a 2-yard gain.
It's just a really good open field tackle by Jackson. Ashton Genty's not an easy man to get down on the ground, whether you're high or low. If Jackson doesn't make that tackle, that probably very well goes for a first down.
Zamir White in as the Raiders line it up with a 3rd and 6. 5 for 10 tonight on 3rd down. 3 receivers stacked to the right of the line. Shotgun snap, Geno Smith. Pressure coming late. Smith throws over the middle. It's caught. A low throw, and Bowers plucks it off the top of the grass at the 43-yard line, falling backwards for a first down. Outstanding catch by Brock Bowers as Smith got rid of it low with pressure in his face.
Pressure in your face is coming from the left side. Geno Smith is staring at it. Offensive line can't quite get over to get it. But if you're the Chargers defense, you gotta guard Brock Bowers. Yes, he only has 3 catches in this game, but he is still the big play tight end. You want to guard him, especially on 3rd down.
First down and 10 at the 43. Double tight end, singles on either side of the line. Out of the pistol formation, play action. Smith rolls left, throws it. Jacoby Myers the catch at the 40, across the Charger 35, and Myers down to the 33-yard line, a half-yard short of a first down. James and Gilman combine on the stop. We saw one long drive for the Chargers. We're getting into the closing minutes of the third quarter. We're going to have one possession for each in the quarter.
This is what I'm talking about. When you get these long drives and you're running the football consistently and you have some balance, you can have these long drives and keep that opposing offense on the sideline. If you're an offense, that's what you want.
10th play of the drive for the Raiders. 2nd and 1 at the 33 of the Chargers. Zamir White in the backfield. Smith looking, throws down the left sideline from Myers, incomplete. Cam Hart with excellent coverage on Jacoby Myers running down that left sideline brings up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Hart just stuck to him like glue on his hip. Doesn't allow Jacoby Myers to see that Geno Smith is trying to go back shoulder so he can adjust to the ball. Just a really good coverage.
Crowd watching Geno Smith get bumped at the end of that play, and a little bit of a shove applied by Tier Tart.
We call that a little love tap, Coos. Just a little love tap.
That's only if you're the one not being tapped. 3rd down and 1 at the 33. And a sneak for Geno Smith. They're going to try to push him forward. He's got the first down. Move that one to the 32. It'll be a first down, and the Raiders will keep this drive going.
We go back to 2 plays ago when you have Jacoby Myers catching the ball and getting up the field for that last first down. Chip Kelly has run a variation of that route. We call it a slide route, where you have a receiver, a back, or a tight end running clear across the formation down the line of scrimmage and then moving up the field. Chip Kelly saw something in this Charger defense where he can take advantage of that. Look for that coming in this red zone, because that is where you really can make it happen.
First down and 10 at the 32. Fresh set of downs. Raiders down 20-6, late 3rd quarter. Geno Smith turns, gives to Genty. Genty cuts it back up the middle. That was maybe not the right route to go, because he ran right into Deshaun Hand, and he gave him the hand there right in the face. A loss of 1.
Again, going back to Genty, and the plays that he's had success running is straight downhill, not having to make those cuts in the backfield.
Trying to get one more playoff perhaps before the end of the quarter. 10 seconds to go in the third. They do not have to snap it. 2nd and 11 from the 33. 2 receivers right, single wide left.
Doesn't look like they're going to snap it here.
Smith in the gun, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Each team had one possession in a fast-moving third quarter, and at the end of 3, the Chargers with a 20-6 lead. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now, in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Looking for a fall-style refresh without zapping your budget? Old Navy has the styles and the deals you and your fam need this season. From on-trend jeans to cult fave activewear to cozy sweaters, sporty fleece, and the comfiest kid and baby clothes, you'll find everyone's fall favorites at incredible prices. You know we love a sale, so come in and save big on fall outfits for the entire family. Only at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
All season long, you can stream the NFL on Westwood One for free, sponsored by LinkedIn Ads. With LinkedIn Ads, every ad gets served to the MVPs you need. Get a $250 credit when you spend $250 on your first campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. And fans, a reminder, you can listen on WestwoodOneSports.com or by downloading the Westwood One Sports app today. What a third quarter. Raiders ran 13 plays. The Chargers ran 12 plays. Each team had one possession. The Raiders are 7 minutes and 30 seconds into their drive as they line it up 2nd and 11 at the 33-yard line of the Chargers. Flipping sides now after that fast third quarter. Raiders moving from our right to our left. Chargers from our left to our right. 2nd and 11 from the 33-yard line. The Raiders in their dark black tops, silver pants, silver helmets line it up on 2nd and 11. Smith under center. The turn and the give to Genty, bouncing to the right side, and Ashton Genty barrels to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 5. Dayon Henley and Tarheeb still combined on the stop. But with that fast quarter, Marcel, you're looking at a situation now where if you're the Raiders, you're down 20-6. A field goal doesn't really help you a ton here.
You're exactly right. And that's the big point. When you have those fast quarters, you're limiting the possessions. You have to score, especially when you have a 2-possession game here.
3rd and 6 at the 28. Geno Smith along the right hash in the shotgun. Movement early. This will be an offsides and a free play. Smith runs all the way back to midfield trying to get loose. Geno Smith on the roll, throwing for the end zone. The ball's deflected and incomplete. But Geno Smith knew that there was movement up front.
Offside, defense number 48. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
From Bud Dupree trying to make a play, and it's still 3rd down, now 3rd and 1.
You don't want to hurt your team with that penalty. Now you have a chance to get it back on 3rd down. Be ready for another hard count, though, if you're the Chargers defensive line.
We've seen on this drive a couple of 3rd down quarterback sneaks on 3rd and 1. Are we looking for that again?
I think you are, because here, if you're Pete Carroll in this Raiders offense, you're saying, I have to get 6 from here. So is this 4 down territory?
3rd down and 1. Smith under center. Turns, no quarterback sneak. Play action fake, throws left side. Jacoby Myers with a catch. Spins at the 20 to get free, and then is down at the 18. We both expected quarterback sneak. Pete Carroll thought perhaps the Chargers would as well. Geno Smith tossing it over to the left side, and Chip Kelly going to the air to get the first down this time.
They had that formation early on when they had the first quarterback sneak where they spread everyone out and Geno's by himself and he gets that first down. Now it's a little bit of window dress. You get the same formation, except now you get your fast wide receiver going into the flat for a first down.
From the 18-yard line, first down and 10. 3 receivers right, single wide left. Geno Smith head high, shotgun snap, backpedals along the left hash. Pressure comes, throwing for the end zone. Too tall as he looked for Brock Bowers running in the slot. Dante Jackson on coverage, and Bowers, who by position is a tight end, but more often than not plays more like a wide receiver, lined up as one there and came up empty on the play. It's second down and 10.
Yeah, Geno just missed him there. Just an air throw. That ball kind of got away from Geno and sailed high. If he puts that ball right on Bowers' chest, he's going to catch it for a touchdown likely.
So it's second and 10 at the 18. 2 receivers right of the line. Single receiver to the left is Trey Tucker. Geno Smith along the left hash gets the shotgun snap. Chargers rush 5. Smith sets, throws it short. Catch is made, and immediately Tucker is tackled by Cam Hart at the 14-yard line. Hart may have hurt himself. He's running to the sideline, holding his right side. He collided with Tucker and certainly got the worst of that. And now brings up a 3rd and 6.
Again, don't want to speculate on an injury, but Hart had a great beeline on that ball, drove on it, comes up holding his hip, looks like a hip pointer. Geno's late on that drive ball. If he gets that to Tucker early, Tucker has a chance to run.
3rd down and 6 at the 14. Smith into the shotgun once more. 2 receivers to the left. Thornton the single wide to the right. Smith looking. Pressure up the middle. Dodges that pressure. A flag is down. Smith will run to the 10, and Smith hit hard at the 7-yard line by Alohi Gilman. It's a first down if it stands, but remember the flag back where all the traffic was.
Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Second hold tonight called on Dylan Parham. It takes a first down away and backs the Raiders up.
Yeah, you saw that right away. Just lost them and started holding. Didn't really need to do that because Geno was starting to move to the left side of that line and push up. And again, the Raiders hurting themselves here in the red zone where they need 6. You can't start settling for field goals again. You need to get in the end zone.
So a 3rd and 16 now. Ball just inside the 25-yard line. 18th play of this drive. 3rd down and 16. 2 receivers to the left. Single wide right. Helmet high shotgun snap. Smith drops the throw. Checks it short. Catch is made at the 20 by Zamir White, and he's down at the 19. Dayon Henley on the tackle. It is 4th down now from the 19. You need the 8. And here comes the field goal unit on after all of that. And you hear a few boo birds here in Las Vegas. 20-6 could become 20-9, and you still need 2 scores.
This Las Vegas town is a sports town now. You got the Knights, you got the Aces, you got the A's coming in town. They know ball, and they know their team is down multiple possessions, and they cannot settle for field goals.
37-yard try for Daniel Carlson. Good snap and hold. Carlson's kick is up, and it is good. But when 3 feels like it's not enough at the end of that lengthy drive. 11:15 to play in the 4th, and it's 20-9 Los Angeles. 11:15 left in this one. This is Westwood One's coverage of the National Football League.
I had an important job, and it wasn't just a job, it was keeping my brothers and sisters safe. And coming back, it felt like kind of thrown away. It's like you're useless. You know, we don't really have a need for you now because you can't really do anything for us. That's the way I felt. If it hadn't been for Wounded Warrior Project, I honestly don't know if I would be here. It was the camaraderie that I saw and had. It was like I got my family back again. we all felt the connection, like that brother and sisterhood.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Donna by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
Times of transition, whether from a sad event or a joyful one, can leave us feeling adrift. Social connections are an important part of a healthy life. Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health. It can lead to high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain connections to people, not just in your family, but others whose relationships bring meaning to your life. Trying a new hobby, volunteering, exercising, even using your phone or other device to stay in touch with others. All these can be great ways to keep up your social connections and your physical and mental well-being. Visit connecttoeffect.org to see if you're at risk of social isolation and find ways to get connected.
This message is furnished by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
Kevin Kugler and Marcel Reese here in the Grainger broadcast booth in Las Vegas. Draw up a winning play with Grainger. Offering supplies and solutions for every industry, Grainger will help your business cross the goal line. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. 20-9, the Chargers lead, but a 19-play, 62-yard drive. Took 11:15 off the clock and only gets you 3 points. If you're the Raiders, that's a disappointing end to a good drive.
It is disappointing. Now, if the score is flipped and you're winning at that point, then that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that other team stays on the sidelines, doesn't have a chance to score. But when you're the Raiders and you're down most possessions, you have to get in the end zone. Settling for field goals is not going to cut it.
11:15 to go in this one. And the kickoff. Bouncing at the 5, takes an extra hop into the end zone, and it'll be downed right there by Hassan Haskins. And now, if you're the Chargers, you gear up for another long drive of your own, hoping to bleed this game out in a 20-9 lead. Timeout in Las Vegas. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmitt Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000, sold in Mississippi.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Time to check the schedule of games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by VGW Group. Coming up this week, Thursday night, Miami-Buffalo. Saturday at 3 Eastern, a Big Ten college matchup with Michigan red-hot Nebraska. Sunday night, the 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs are at the Giants, and next Monday night, the Lions will be at the Ravens. Chumba Casino, your game day play for big fun and a shot to score. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it is legal to play.
Cougs, did you read that right? Is 0-2 Chiefs?
0-2 Chiefs. Chargers trying to have a 2-game lead at the end of week 2 in the AFC West, leading here 20-9 with 11:15 to go. And taking over from their own 20-yard line, first down and 10. Najee Harris starts at running back on this possession. McConkey in motion on the right side of the line. Justin Herbert under center on first down. Off play action. Herbert sets in the pocket, throws it short to Harris at the 25, and Harris powering through Raiders all the way out to the 29. He was hit by Jermaine Pratt at the 25 and got 4 yards after contact at 2nd and 1.
You got to love that play on first down. If you're the Chargers, you keep it nice and simple. You don't want to take your foot off the gas, but you also don't want to press and make a mistake. Right there, you get 2nd and 1 and your playbook is wide open. You can do anything here. Maybe even take a shot on 2nd down and catch the Raiders off guard.
On 2nd and 1 from the 29, handoff is to Harris, met in the backfield and fought through the contact coming in of Jamal Adams and was able to push forward and get the first down just across the 30-yard line.
Now here, the Raiders defense, Max Crosby's going to have to get involved a little bit more. He's going to get double-teamed. He's going to get triple-teamed. But right now, whether it's a run or a pass, Max Crosby can be a game-breaker. If I know Max the way I know Max, he's going to try and play with his hair on fire and make something happen no matter what the play is.
10 minutes to go. Chargers with a first down at the 30-yard line. Najee Harris, the single back, as Herbert goes under center. Herbert turns, play action. Sets, throws, short. Harris with the grab at the 35. A spin at the 39. Twists his way across the 40 and down at the 41. A pickup of 11 before Jermaine Pratt can bring him down. Pretty simple play, but Najee Harris making it look a little more difficult with his ability to elude the tacklers.
Oh, yeah, and if you're Justin Herbert, you're now a veteran quarterback. You have the big arm, but you don't need to use it unless you see something open. So he drops back there. His offensive line is protecting him extremely well. Nothing there. You check it down to your back and let him make something happen. Najee Harris catches that ball, stays in bounds while he's trying to gain the extra yard.
9:13 to go in the fourth. Chargers with a 20-9 lead and a first down and 10 from their own 41. Herbert slings it sidearm, wanted to get it to Quentin Johnston, and the ball behind him. And now we've got a flag thrown at the end of the play. I mean, way late flag thrown on the side, and it may be an ineligible man downfield. Well, that flag came in well after that play was over. See what the ruling is here from Clay Martin, our referee.
There's no foul on the play for ineligible player downfield.
Never mind.
Clay Martin, that wildly old vet. The play happened extremely quick. When Justin Herbert, he snaps the ball, and he almost looks like he's about to take a knee, like they're going to pass the ball, like they're going to run the ball or take a knee. Then he steps up really quick and tries to sling a quick slant.
Nobody downfield after consultation, and it's 2nd down and 10 at the 41. Chargers break the huddle on 2nd and 10. Allen in motion from left to right. That'll send 3 receivers to the right of the line. Herbert in the shotgun. Awaiting the snap. Raiders showing pressure initially here. Will they keep that rush on? On 2nd down. They do. Here comes pressure. Herbert throws. McConkey with a catch at the 45 and an ankle tackle at midfield. Isaiah Polamalu saved a much bigger gain. It goes for 9, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 1 with 8:52 to go.
Much bigger gain indeed. That would have went for 6 because McConkey, again, extremely elusive. You see the blitz, you have hot and sight. So if a blitz comes, the quarterback and receivers have to be on the same page, knowing if I'm a receiver, I have to look at the quarterback extremely fast. McConkey finds Herbert. Herbert finds McConkey. Easy pitch and catch there.
3rd and 1. Najee Harris back in at running back to the right of Herbert in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, single wide left. McConkey now in motion from right to left. Shotgun snap to Herbert, looking right, surveys the field, all day to throw. Steps to the left, now throws to the right side and almost intercepted. Oh, Jermaine Pratt had it hit him between his right and left hand, and he couldn't secure it. And it'll bring up 4th and 1. Oh my goodness.
In the locker room, we call that dropping the money, Cougs. You cannot drop that interception. Your team needs it, your defense needs it, and that's how you gain possessions. Pratt's going to definitely want that play back. But if you go back to it, Justin Herbert, He had a couple guys open early, just missed them. He was holding the ball just a little bit too long, tried to go to Keenan Allen a little late.
Offense stays on the field. 4th and 1 from midfield. Herbert in the gun. Davis in motion. Gives it to Davis. He lost the ball, dribbled it to himself, and he's buried for a loss. Darius Davis, the ball came to him as the motion man. He lost the handle. It dribbled back to his chest. He's buried at the 42, and a turnover on downs and some light for the Las Vegas Raiders. 8:10 to go. They'll take over in Charger territory, down 20-9. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Lowe's knows how to get you ready for holiday hosting with up to 35% off select home decor. And get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, members get free delivery, haul away, basic installation, parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select LG major appliances. Valid through 10/1. Member offer excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, and Florida. Installed by independent contractors. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
When you hear that a small Blizzard treat is just 85 cents in the DQ app, you might just feel like you're dreaming. 85-cent Blizzard treats. Trust us when we say you're not. But get to DQ quickly, because this dream is only a reality for so long. Hurry and get your small Blizzard treat for just 85 cents with a $1 purchase when you sign up for DQ Rewards. For a limited time at participating locations. Terms apply.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Don't miss all the NFL excitement on NBC next Sunday night when the Kansas City Chiefs travel to New York to face the Giants. Of course, you can also hear that game right here on many of these same stations on the Westwood One Sports app or online at westwoodonesports.com. Raiders take over, 1st down and 10 at their 43-yard line. 2 receivers left, single wide to the right. Raiders break the huddle and line it up in the shotgun with Geno Smith. Motion from Bowers. Across from left to right, Smith looking, throws, right side, Brock Bowers with the grab, and down near the 35-yard line, a pickup of 8, and it's 2nd and 2. But let's go back to that 4th down play and the call by the Chargers. Did you like that call?
I didn't like that call. That just seemed like really the first time Greg Roman just overthought it. You know, tried to catch the Raiders off guard, but it's 4th and 1. Just get the 1 yard.
2nd down and 2. Raiders with life, down 20-9. 7:35 to play in this one. 3 receivers left of the line. Geno Smith out of the shotgun, gets the helmet high snap, backpedals along the right hash, throwing to the left side, too tall. He had a wide open Jacoby Myers at the 15-yard line and just flat out missed his wide receiver.
Yeah, we've seen Geno Smith miss a few of his wide receivers, and that was, again, he keeps missing high. Wondering if he's just anticipating not getting his feet set there, but the ball is selling on him a little bit, especially when they get closer to the red zone. But, Cougs, if I can elaborate on that 4th down play, you just need the 1 yard. Greg Roman had a fly sweep motion coming across the formation, 2 yards deep in the end zone, 2 yards deep in the backfield. Just not a smart play when you need 1 yard.
3rd down and 2. See what the Raiders do here from the 35 of Los Angeles. Shotgun snap to Smith. Looking over the middle. He finds Jacoby Myers at the 30. Breaks a tackle across the 20. And Myers right up the gut to the 15 of Los Angeles. He picks up 20 as Deion Henley got him at the ankles at the 15, and it's 1st down.
Jacoby Myers has been the bright spot here for the Raiders offense. Whenever they've needed a big play, whenever they've gotten a big play, it's been Jacoby Myers executing on the opposite end of the football.
First down and 10 at the 15. Raiders hustle up to the line. Stack 3 receivers left. Smith into the shotgun on the right hash. Smith gets the helmet high shotgun snap, backpedals to throw. Ball tipped at the line, and it's incomplete. Getting a big paw on that one was Naquan Jones, who was inactive in week 1 this year. Out there tonight, he's made a couple of plays, including that deflection there on first down and 10.
Really good deflection, and that makes number 10 for this Chargers defense. They are extremely handsy and opportunistic today, getting their hands up, and maybe that's affecting Geno Smith and the release of the football.
Second down and 10 at the 15. 2 receivers left, single wide right. Smith in the gun along the right hash. He's got Genty to his left. And on second down and 10 from the 15, Smith, one-handed shotgun snap, slings it left side to Genty, and Genty upended at the 20-yard line. Tarheeb still with the tackle for loss, and it's a big loss of 5 yards, and it'll bring up third down and 15.
Still has been all over the place. When the ball has come his way, he has stepped up to the plate and either made a big tackle or made a good hands on the ball. That's his 9th tackle tonight, and for a cornerback, that is huge.
So now third and 15 at the 20. 3 receivers to the right. Single receiver to the left is Thornton. Smith in the shotgun. Third down and 15. 4-man rush. Smith sets, throws for the end zone. Deflected and intercepted. A diving pick in the end zone. Dante Jackson off the Derwin James deflection. Picks it off and turns the Raiders away again.
On third down, the Los Angeles Chargers told Derwin James, your responsibility is Jacoby Myers. He's made all the plays. We want our veteran on there. He makes a huge tip and allows Jackson to come in for the interception. Tips and overthrows, and if you're a defense, you have to have those.
The second deflected interception of the night, the third overall for Geno Smith, and that one may seal the deal. 5:58 to go in the fourth. Chargers 20, Raiders 9. Timeout on the field. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games. Excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
Let's check the attendance and find out how many people are in the house, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a Realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. How about 65,112 on hand here tonight?
Unbelievable atmosphere. I'll take you back to when this place was first built. Former President Mark Bourdain, who's now the president of the soon-to-be Las Vegas A's, done a fantastic job of getting this place built and invigorating the Las Vegas city to come in and support these Raiders, and they are still here.
The Geno Smith interception gives the Chargers the football at the 20-yard line, first down and 10. Handoff up the middle, Najee Harris as the Chargers just try to run this one out. Harris gets it across the 25 and down near the 27-yard line. A pickup of 7. It'll bring up 2nd and 3. And for Los Angeles, all they want to do is watch the final 5 minutes and 38 seconds run off that clock and move to 2-0 on the season.
That's it. Put one foot in front of the other, continuing to gain yards. Right here on 2nd down and short. Probably looking for another run. Looks like they're going to come here off the left side.
2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line. Here's that run off the left, and Max Crosby into the backfield. Najee Harris doing pretty good work to only lose a yard on the play back at the 26. He was hit at the 24 and just fought forward after the initial contact, but it'll bring up 3rd and 4 on the play.
No doubt that Greg Roman is up there, and he's circling number 98, saying, let's make sure we get away from this guy and run away from him. They tried to run away from him there, but like I said, Max Crosby's going to try to make a play for this defense and this Raiders football team. He slices inside, gets inside step, and once he gets that inside step, he has the beeline to the running back.
Omarion Hampton now into the backfield, 3rd and 4. Herbert in the shotgun. Hampton to his left. Herbert gets the shotgun snap. Blitz comes, throws on the run behind his slanting Keenan Allen at the 35-yard line. Allen trying to reach back over his left shoulder as he twisted his body at the waist. Couldn't pull in that one. Ball incomplete. Clock stops. 4:36 to go, and the Chargers will punt it away.
It's one of the hardest catch to make, Coos. When you're running across the field on that slant crossing the defender's face, and it gets way behind you. Justin Herbert there was just a little bit late on the ball and got it behind Keenan Allen. You want to lead him on that. You get that on Keenan Allen's body frame, and that's a for sure catch.
J.K. Scott to punt it away to Trey Tucker, who's the deep man with his toes on the Raider 20. Tucker fields at the 19. Starts to the left, has a blocker in front to the 25, gets to the 30 and jumps over the tackler, who on the ground is still able to make the play, Hassan Haskins. Really nice tackle by Haskins to drop him, and it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. Put the ball near the 35-yard line, and that's where they'll start down 20-9 with 4:23 to go in the 4th. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them, so they're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's, Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL. With Marcel Reese and our entire crew, Kevin Kugler back in Las Vegas. 20-9 Chargers. Raiders with a football, 1st and 10 at their own 33. Geno Smith to the air, throws off the fingertips of Trey Tucker at the 40-yard line, and the pass near him's incomplete. Seen a lot of deflections tonight, more than Geno wants to see. 2 of them have ended up as deflected interceptions, 2 of his 3 picks thrown tonight. 22 of 37 for Geno Smith, 169 yards. 2nd down and 10 at the 33. 2 receivers right, single wide to the left, plus the tight end left slot. Smith gets the shotgun snap, throws to Bowers, crossing over the middle, and Brock Bowers down at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 7, 4:10 to play.
We talked about establishing the run all day today. Right now, you're looking, if you're the Raiders, it's only 4 minutes left, down 2 possessions. You have to score the ball.
Smith to throw on 3rd down, and it's knocked away from his intended target, Dante Thornton, by Dante Jackson. And Dante's inferno brings up a 4th and 3 with 3:57 to go in the 4th.
Another pass deflection for this Chargers defense. This back end of defense, all those DBs, the corners, even the linebackers at the second level and safeties, again, have been extremely handsy getting their hands on the ball and knocking it out of the Raiders' playmakers' hands.
No choice for the Raiders but to go down 20-9 on 4th and 3, and now a timeout used by the Chargers. They've got 1 remaining. They take a timeout with 3:57 to go in the 4th, and a 20-9 Los Angeles advantage.
And Jim Harbaugh knows right now I'm going to use this timeout to make sure my defense is set, make sure they're comfortable, and we get the stop here. Because we get this stop, we have this game.
The copyright of tonight's broadcast on Westwood One is owned by the NFL on behalf of its member clubs. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or any other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the National Football League is strictly prohibited.
If we've been taking a look at this Raiders offense here, they're in 2-minute mode, but they've had to basically come back to the huddle every single play except one, meaning they're not getting anything going, not catching the ball, getting out of bounds, or even had a screen play. You need to find some rhythm before you just start going for home runs right away.
And the rhythm has been hard to come by all night long.
Yes.
So it's 4th and 3 at the 40-yard line. Raiders going for it on 4th. They made 1 last week, 1 for 1. On 4th and 3, motion from Myers from right to left. Smith in the shotgun. Chargers rush just 4. Smith looking. Pressure coming late. Smith is in trouble. Down he goes. It was delayed pressure from that 4th rusher, Deion Henley, and it's Henley who gets the sack. His 2nd this year, turning it over on downs of the Raiders with the pressure from the Chargers, the difference.
Deion Henley has been fantastic from the opening snap of this game. I'll take you back to the very first play of the game when Geno Smith threw his first interception. Deion Henley was involved in that play. He's been flying around and all over the ball. This play in particular, he has a delayed rush off the right-hand side. That delayed rush is one of the hardest plays to execute if you're on defense. You can't go right away. You have to delay and manipulate the offense with your eyes so they don't understand if you're coming. He slightly looked away, peeked away, and took a beeline to Geno Smith, and Geno Smith had no chance of getting away from him.
1st down and 10 now at the Raider 29-yard line. Matlock motioning into an I formation behind Justin Herbert. The handoff to Hampton. Fumble! Fumble on the play. Hampton coughs it up. Recovered by the Raiders.
Guess who? Big number 98, Max Crosby, again, makes a beeline, gets that inside track, and knocks the ball out of the running back's hands, and the Raiders recover. Max Crosby, again, is a game breaker, and you saw and you can hear evidence of it there. This crowd is going crazy, and this Raiders sideline is jumping up and down. Now let's see if this offense can do something with it.
Adam Butler recovers the loose ball, and now the offense back to work again. I watched some people who had started to flow to the exits, turned around. You can see them right below us, and they're headed back to their seats after the turnover.
And that's what game breakers like Big 98 Max Crosby does for your team and your fans.
3 receivers right of the line. Geno Smith back to work, 1st down and 10. Smith to throw, pass deflected at the line and incomplete. Oh, it batted down at the line once more. Deshaun Hand, I believe, got a piece of that one. Tui Pulotu was in that area as well. Either way, it's batted down, and it's 2nd and 10, and it was the left hand of Tuipulotu that ended up deflecting that pass. So now 2nd down and 10 at the 30. 3 receivers stacked right. Motion now from one of those 3, Jacoby Myers, to the left of the line. Smith looking that direction, throws to Myers at the 35, tackled inbounds by Benjamin St. Juste at the 34, and it's 3rd down. 6 yards to go for the first, 3:27 to play. Smith in the shotgun, gets the snap, 4-man Charger rush. Smith will throw left side, looking for Bowers. The pass is incomplete. Raiders sideline is screaming for a flag. They thought Bowers was held up by Derwin James. No penalty markers on the play, and it's 4th down.
This is an unbelievable move by Derwin James. Does he grab him a little bit? Yeah, but this vet is sneaky. He just grabs a little bit of the arm, but not enough for the ref to throw the flag.
So it's 4th and 5. Raiders were sacked moments ago on 4th down. 3 receivers right on 4th and 5. Now motion from Myers from right to left. Shotgun snap, Chargers rush 4. Smith flushed, dancing around, backside pressure comes, he gets away. Still on his feet, moving to the left side now. Smith throwing on the run, and he throws it out of bounds on 4th down. Incomplete pass, out of bounds, turnover on downs.
Again, you got Geno Smith. He's not comfortable back there. Getting a little bit of defensive pressure, but not much. He should get set in there. But the real issue here is the playmakers on the Las Vegas Raiders offensive side of the ball aren't gaining enough separation, especially early. We got 4th and long, and you can't get the separation. Your quarterback gets a little antsy back there. We call it happy feet. Remember the movie with the Penguins?
Oh, yeah.
He's just back there, and he's moving. Never really looks comfortable in the pocket. Not just that last drive, but really all day.
So now to the 34-yard line go the Chargers, and they'll try to run this one out. 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning left for the Raiders as they'll try to stop it. Najee Harris, the running back, he gets the call and the carry over the right side, and Harris to the 30-yard line on a timeout used by Pete Carroll. Max Crosby on the tackle after the 4-yard run.
You gotta love Max Crosby. He's trying to make anything happen for his team. You saw the last drive. He's on the left side of the defense, knifing in and creating a huge play. Now you see him trying to catch this Charger offense off guard by moving to the opposite end of the line. He lines up on the right side trying to make something happen there, and he still ends up making the tackle.
From the pitch to the boardroom, dive into strategy and the stories behind U.S. Soccer's national teams. Catch the official U.S. Soccer podcast wherever you get your podcasts. 2nd down and 6 at the 30-yard line. 3 receivers left to the line. Chargers up 20-9 late in this one. Herbert waiting for the shotgun snap. Najee Harris to his right. Herbert to throw. 2nd down over the middle. Throws Keenan Allen with the catch, and he just falls backward to get the 1st down. He knew exactly where he needed to go, Marcel. Went right to the line to gain, and then flopped on his backside to move the chains.
There's no luxury like having a veteran wide receiver who can catch any ball near him. Because guess what? In the fourth quarter, when it's really a run situation, you can call a pass like that on 2nd down with the understanding that your receiver is going to do the right thing at the right time, get you that 1st down, and enable you to win this football game.
1st down and 10 at the 23. Clock continuing to run, 2:17 and counting in this one. Handoff Najee Harris. Harris up the middle, fights his way down to the 19-yard line, and Pete Carroll will use his final timeout with 2:09 to play in the 4th quarter. The only stoppage left will be the 2-minute warning, and the Chargers are close, awfully close, to being able to kneel this one out and go to 2-0 on this young season.
Yeah, right now, if you're in that huddle, you're looking at all the big uglies, which we call the O-line, and telling them, hey, you just get down, take a deep breath, and push forward. You get us to that 1st down, this game is ours. We're going to have a fun ride getting back down to L.A. It'll be a short one, though.
Short flight. You don't mind that with the late start?
No, not at all.
20-9. Chargers go back home to host Denver. Then they make the cross-country trip to play the Giants. Raiders make that cross-country trip next week to go to Washington before coming back home to play Chicago.
When you look at this LA Chargers schedule, you're thinking, the first 3 weeks we have all of our division rivals. We could be 3-0 and really gain a leg up on this entire division.
2nd down and 5. Herbert will go under center. Offset backs behind him with Najee Harris, the running back. And it'll be Harris who gets the carry, running behind his fullback. And he gets the first down, sliding down at the 12. There is a flag down on the far sideline at the 20-yard line. Harris ran up the middle, saw he got the yardage for the first, and slid down. But we'll see what this penalty's all about here.
No matter what this penalty is, you love the play by Najee Harris with the understanding that a Jim Harbaugh coach team is going to be situationally sound.
Illegal formation. Offense. It's number 76 was not covered up. It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Oh, that'll frustrate Jim Harbaugh. You talk about the situationally sound, and then a play that is definitely not that costs them the chance to kneel this one out.
You're right, and they're going to hear about that. That offensive unit is going to hear about that all the way on the plane. You're thinking, Coach, we just won our 2nd division game. Jim Harbaugh doesn't care about that. He wants you all to be perfect. And when I talk about the situation, Najee Harris understands I don't need to play for stats or go get a touchdown. I just need to get this first down, get down, so we can kneel this game out.
2nd down and 11 now after the penalty. Back at the 24-yard line. Herbert off the fake. He'll roll to the left. He'll run at the 20-yard line, and he slides down inbounds and is down at the 19-yard line. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning, officially at 1:57 on the clock. 3rd down coming up for the Chargers, who lead it 20-9. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first.
Hold it.
Like you know to check the assembly instructions first.
Hold it.
Before building the bookcase.
And done. Whew. You can let go.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
20-9 lead for the Los Angeles Chargers. Time now to select the dependable offensive player of the game, sponsored by Depend and the Prostate Cancer Foundation. Reminding you that health is a long game and screening for prostate cancer is easier than ever. Learn more at Pend.com, and we're going to get Marcel's answer to who the dependable offensive player of the game is after the 3rd down and 5 play. From the 18-yard line on 3rd and 5, the handoff to Najee Harris over the right side. Harris rumbling for a first down to the 11-yard line, and that should salt it away for the Los Angeles Chargers, who have a 20-9 lead, and they can just run the clock out. So now, with that wonderful broadcast tease I just did, who is your dependable offensive player of the game?
It is a wonderful tease, and I'm glad you put dependable in there because dependable he was. I'm going with wide receiver Keenan Allen. He had 5 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. And you may think those aren't huge numbers, but they don't have to be huge numbers. It's not just what he did, but when he did it. This offense wasn't having a rhythm early on in the game. When they started going to Keenan Allen, he extended drives by getting open, getting first downs, and then had the big touchdown that opened the game up for them, a long of 25. Dependable he was today.
Knee is taken by the Chargers. They get the clock rolling again, 55 seconds and counting. They'll need to take one more knee, and they will close this one out.
Victory formation, the best formation in football, depending on what side you're on.
One more knee taken, and that's all they're going to have to take. The Chargers don't have to take a knee again, and the Los Angeles Chargers come into Las Vegas, and they knock off their second straight divisional foe, this time defeating the Las Vegas Raiders by the final score of 20-9. And we are excited to have with us on the field a member of that Charger defense that really shut down the Las Vegas Raiders, and a guy that we asked to talk to, Kevin Kugler, Marcel Reese by my side, Tony Jefferson. Tony, you are giving hope and excitement to every retiree in the history of America. 5 tackles, an interception, 2 pass deflections. You were retired 2 years ago. You get elevated today, and you have a whale of a game. Congratulations. What was today like?
Today was about going out there and seizing the opportunity. Being on the practice squad, you got to. Last week I watched the game on the sideline, but in my head I always told myself if I had the opportunity, I got to seize it. And the opportunity came this week, so I just let everything just fly. Let loose, don't worry about nothing, and let the plays come to me, and they did.
TJ, Marcel Reese here, and seize the moment you did. You had a fantastic game. Let me congratulate you on that first. I want to ask you about the prep for this game. You knew going in that their number 1 receiver and playmaker was a tight end in Brock Bowers. He was big. He was good on first down, 100-plus receptions his rookie season. What did that preparation look like coming into the week, and then how was it executed tonight here on Monday Night Football?
Yeah, we see the same feel everybody else sees. 89 is a baller. One of those guys that you can probably think will be in the Hall of Fame conversation once he's done, how successful he's been early. But we know we have the right guys in the room. We got number 3. We call him the eraser, Derwin James. And we know that, like, in crunch time, and we know we need to stop 89, we put 3 on him. But we know he's a great player, but we believe in us.
Tony, you've had the chance to be a part of some really good franchises in the National Football League over your now 11 years in this league. And when you look at what this Charger team has, is this a team that can make some noise throughout the year?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. I was in Baltimore for a while, and I didn't think it could get any better than that, but I get the same vibes here in L.A. He just so happens to be his brother. But it's just the same vibes, man. It's about culture. It's about having guys around that love football and want to win. And it's just a joy to be here, man.
Well, Tony, on the way home tonight, just take that AARP card out of the wallet and throw it out the plane. You don't need it anymore. You are making big plays. Congratulations on a terrific night.
I appreciate it,
Tony,
guys.
giving us all hope, man. Thanks a lot, man. Good job.
Tony Jefferson getting it done tonight with 5 tackles, an interception, and 2 pass deflections. Retired just 2 years ago, was in the scouting world, and now making plays on Monday Night Football. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for Monday Night Football. A 20-9 victory tonight for the Los Angeles Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. And Marcel, just overall, your thoughts on what you saw from both of these teams tonight in Week 2 of the National Football League?
Well, it's early on in the season, and you can expect early on in any football season that defenses are going to get going faster than offenses. And you're going to have to see who's going to get a rhythm. We say rhythm, and it's a key word, not just in the game, but also in the season. From this Charger team, we saw them start to get in the rhythm in the second quarter. They found their go-to guys, being Keenan Allen, who was our dependable offensive player of the game, started going to him and extending drives. The Raiders, they just haven't found that guy yet. They have Brock Bowers. They have a young back in Ashton Jeanty. When they started to get in the red zone, they went 0 for 3. This Raiders offense is going to have to be much better in the red zone and also protect the football. Too many interceptions, you got fumbles, so they're going to have to protect the football and be much better in the red zone.
Yeah, just some costly errors, and we saw that a lot last year with the Raiders. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. 29 turnovers last year, third most in the league, and the turnover bug bit him again tonight. And once again, the Raiders, who were just 2-6 at home last year, start off their home slate with a loss tonight to a divisional foe in the Los Angeles Chargers, who are going to wake up in the morning and have a 2-game lead over the Kansas City Chiefs. Long way to go, but a pretty good position. You'd rather be in the Chiefs or the Chargers position right now than you would the Chiefs.
You're absolutely right, Coos. And in this league, we always say divisional games count for 2 early in the season, and then late in the season, the division games almost count for 3, depending on how close you are. So if you want to get those wins, you want to get them early. You want to steal them as soon as you can, and that's what the Chargers are doing. You knock off the Chiefs, you knock off the Raiders, and you have an opportunity to knock a Denver Broncos team who's licking their wounds right now from last week.
Our final score in this one, Chargers 20, Raiders 9. Back with more of the postgame show in a moment. You're listening to Monday Night Football on Westwood One.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Looking for a fall-style refresh without zapping your budget? Old Navy has the styles and the deals you and your fam need this season. From on-trend jeans to cult fave activewear to cozy sweaters, sporty fleece, and the comfiest kid and baby clothes, you'll find everyone's fall favorites at incredible prices. And you know we love a sale, so come in and save big on fall outfits for the entire family. Only at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
Hey everybody, Kurt Warner here. Ever since retiring from the NFL, I've wanted to use my knowledge and expertise to impact the future of our game. So I created QBConfidential.com to build better players, smarter coaches, and more informed fans. If you want to increase your football IQ, learn quarterback technique, build a playbook, go inside the film room, or develop the mindset of a champion, QBConfidential.com is perfect for you. That's QBConfidential.com. Join the team today.
With NFL Plus, keep the NFL in reach. Stream live, local, and primetime games on mobile during the regular and postseason. NFL Network, including 7 exclusive live games, live game audio, and more. With NFL Plus Premium, watch every touchdown every Sunday afternoon during the regular season on NFL Red Zone. Never miss a game with game replays and track advanced analytics powered by next-gen stats with NFL Pro. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com/radio. Terms and conditions apply.
Two receivers right, single wide to the left. Herbert in the gun. Stomping his right foot 2-3 times, gets the shotgun snap, back pedal. Sets the throw, wants to go deep, open. Quentin Johnson with the catch at the 10. High stepping in for the touchdown. 60-yard strike. Justin Herbert, Quentin Johnson connecting for 6 and a 16-6 lead. Back we are in Las Vegas, where the Chargers get the 20-9 win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Quentin Johnson with the 60-yard touchdown. One of the big plays in this one, and a 20-9 victory for the Chargers. As we check the final stats, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, check GoodRx. Go to GoodRx.com or download the free GoodRx app. Justin Herbert tonight, 19 of 27, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Geno Smith, 24 of 43, 180 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a quarterback rating of just 37 for Geno Smith tonight. Genti, 11 carries, 43 yards, no touchdowns. Justin Herbert, the leading rusher for the Chargers, 9 rushes for 31 yards. Quentin Johnston, you heard that catch there, 3 catches, 71 yards, and the score. Keenan Allen, 5 catches, 61 yards, and a score for Allen. Jacoby Myers ended up leading the way with 6 catches for 68 yards for the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders now 1-1. Chargers now 2-0. And we've talked about this, Marcel Reese. For the Chargers, you mentioned it, they play the Denver Broncos this next weekend, and they will be the 13th team since realignment in 2002, the realignment of the divisions, to play all 3 division foes